Hello, Soulfulpreneurs. Welcome to day one of a three-part training that I'm doing called Your Business Superpower. So this is going to be part of a program that I've created, one of my signature programs called Super Soul Startup, and I'm going to be going over the three key areas that I focus on in this program to really help you connect back to yourself and connect back to the business and the brand that you're meant to create. So this is perfect for you if you consider yourself a soulfulpreneur, an intuitive entrepreneur, someone who feels like they want to start a business that is going to create a legacy. They're not just creating a business to create a business, they're creating something that is very heart-centered and focused on serving those who need to hear their story, hear what they have to say. So if you're new to me, welcome. My name is Nadia. I am a soul startup coach. I'm an author, and I am the founder of a company called Work and Woo Wellness, which is all about helping women who were in careers, even maybe running a business, and they got burnt out. They felt overwhelmed. And it's about balancing your work, your wealth with your, which is really all about your lifestyle, your spiritual and personal growth, and things of that nature. I'm all about really helping us create businesses that feel sustainable and just really beautiful to us, and businesses that feel like, yes, we're putting effort and work into it, but also we're able to actually run them without getting overwhelmed and stressed. And so today I want to talk to you all about something that comes up a lot, which is connecting you back to your superpower, your gift. So like I said, there's three different areas that really come up when I work with clients, especially through this program. And the first is clients come to me because they feel very disconnected from what their superpower is, what their gifts are, what their talents are. And usually when I ask them, well, what do you think your strengths are? It's usually very kind of vague and doesn't really speak to them and their really true gifts and the things that they're meant to share. Or they feel completely disconnected to it. The second part of this program is all about connecting to your soul calling, which so many of us, especially as female entrepreneurs, feel disconnected from what our soul is calling us to do. And then the third part of this is all about really focusing on your path within your life and work and business, especially because we can see what everyone else is doing online. Sometimes we feel off path, we feel behind. And so it's really about helping you connect to your own unique path in life, in business, in the work that you're meant to do. And so like I said, today we're talking all about your superpower. And there's definitely some common themes that I see when it comes to your superpower. And some of these things look like you are creative by nature, and maybe other people see you as highly creative, but it comes so naturally to you that you don't really see yourself as that creative. I see this come out in ways of having tons of ideas, ideation being one of your superpowers. But again, it's so natural to you. You have so many ideas. You don't realize that people struggle to even come up with one idea. They can't even figure out what their business goal or direction or niche should be, and you have so many to choose from. And so that is definitely a superpower. And then one of the biggest things, which I'm really going to lean heavily into today, that I see so much, especially with female clients that I work with, is this superpower of leadership. And this comes up within your calling as well. And tomorrow I'm going to talk about what I call your soulfulpreneur archetypes. There's 7 common archetypes that I see. We're going to dive into that tomorrow and really align that with your superpower. But it's one of the biggest things I see, especially with female entrepreneurs who feel called to coach others, who feel called to create online courses, digital courses, online products, an online business, a personal brand. Leadership is one of their superpowers. However, they don't see themselves that way. And other people come to them for leadership guidance and support, and they still feel disconnected from it. And so when we look at this within the online business space, the coaching space, the digital space, there seems to be two different areas when it comes to leadership. We have the masculine leader, we call it the divine masculine leader, and we have the divine feminine leader. And I'm sure if you follow different businesses online, or you're on Instagram and social media, you can tell if a business is leading with masculine versus feminine. And there really is this kind of polarizing, doing business this one way versus the other. And so with divine masculine, it's all about the strategy, the practical, the running ads, driving people to ads, getting people on sales call, closing as many as you can, metrics, goals, all these things. It's very bold, and they are focused on mastery, but it is more, I would say, of a short-term gain in a sense. And then you have the other side, divine feminine leaders. And when they're very much in their divine feminine and really blocking the masculine, and so masculine does the same thing, they block the feminine. When you're all in your feminine, you're really into that creative flow, creating content, really focus on organic content, which is amazing. But the thing about organic content is it is a long-term game. It is something that you have to master and focus on over the long term. And so you're not really getting sort of the quick, I guess, hits and things that you would get if you're running your business more masculine. And so what tends to happen with feminine in just focusing on content creation, which yes, it should be part of your strategy, but when you're only doing that, we tend to, as feminine leaders, get burnt out and overwhelmed and feeling like it's not working. And then we start to look at what other people are doing. I have so many clients come to me that they feel like their content isn't working because it's oversaturated. But when you go back to your unique superpower, your unique soul archetype, soulfulpreneur archetype, as I call it, it doesn't matter what everyone else is doing it, how they're doing it, because the way that you're running your business is unique to you and your own gifts, and it's going to resonate with the people that have to hear what you have to say. And so when you look at the divine feminine, another thing they tend to do is focus all on the energy and the spiritual. And I'm not saying that anything, this is bad or anything. It definitely does work. There's businesses that succeed in the divine masculine and focusing their businesses that way. And there's the feminine that are very successful as well. It's not like any of these are bad. It's just that this has come up so strongly, especially I would say in the coaching industry, in the online business space, that there's just this kind of push and pull towards you have to do it this way or you have to do it that way. And so when you come onto entrepreneurship and wanting to be an online coach, especially if you feel a calling and you feel more like a spiritual entrepreneur, you feel more led and guided towards a bigger mission, it can feel very kind of all over the place. You can kind of feel pulled in one direction and not really sure where to go. And this is why a lot of us will invest in things and then realize, oh wait, that's not actually what I need. And then we'll go to this other side and we'll realize, okay, that's not what I need. And it's really because, and what I really want to share with you and drive home with you today, is that it's so important moving into 2023 and beyond that we use both the feminine and the masculine, that we use both the practical and the strategy, but also the energy and the spiritual, that we focus on long-term planning. So really focusing on our organic content strategy over the long term and being in that creative flow with the divine feminine, but then also having that masculine when we are drawing people to us by other ways. And so I hope that you really found this helpful and insightful, and it gives you something to think about, because I feel like people are not really talking about this too much. And when you are solely in the feminine, like I said, you can have success with it, but what I'm seeing is women are getting very, very overwhelmed and they're feeling like it's not working and then they want to stop. And then on the masculine side, there seems to be a very disconnect between what is the heart center of your business. Do you even feel connected to this business that you're running? And does your community even feel connected to you? A lot of times with the masculine, what happens is they get so into their strategy and taking this bold action that they really kind of burn themselves out as well. They don't even feel connected to their business or their why anymore. It's just about getting more people and marketing and the strategy, and that's it. And it's almost like the heart is gone. And so when you can really tap into both of these, using both of these strategies, it's just going to help make your business so much easier, because yes, it's relying on you and your content and your creative flow, but there's not this pressure to always be on, because you have these other strategies that are helping, like running ads and doing other things like working with press and getting guest spots on podcasts and things of these nature, and having other avenues to draw people to you other than just creating content on Instagram all day. And I'm sure you've seen people talk about this. I see this so much on Instagram where people are just getting so overwhelmed by their content, and a lot of coaches are really kind of hitting to that pain point of, well, have you been creating all this content and nothing's working? This is why. And it's just, we need to really find a little bit more of balance between that strategy and the spiritual, between the practical action and the energy that we're doing. So I hope that you found this helpful. Like I said, this is day 1 of a 3-part training, and so I invite you to come back and join me tomorrow for day 2. Let me know if you watch the replay, any questions that you might have, or any kind of aha moments that are coming up for you, especially if you are new to the online space, if you're feeling called to start something, if you want to be an online coach, you consider yourself a soulfulpreneur. I'd love to hear from you. Leave me a comment with any questions that you have. Tomorrow, like I said, we're going to be talking all about really connecting to your soul calling. What is your soul calling you to do? And really looking at your unique archetype. And this is something that I've been able to uncover myself just by working with people over the last couple of years. These archetypes that just keep re-emerging themselves that I really feel are here to, like I said, be more of a leader. But we need to create our businesses in a way that feel good to us, that feel like we can take the action, but also use some of the strategy to help us so that we're not just burning ourselves out and getting super overwhelmed. Because like I said, that's what's coming up for a lot of people that I'm working with. They're just feeling overwhelmed, and I don't want that for you. I want you to feel good about your business so that you can share your message and share what you have to share, your message and your gifts, with people who need you. So I hope you found this helpful. Like I said, leave me a comment, and I will see you tomorrow.